Once you've unpackaged your Airvida chamber, place the components in the area you will be using it. Locate the oxygen concentrator, which will connect from the front output with the blue hose to the chamber. Located in the top compartment is the cord and additional filters. The air chiller component will dehumidify the air from the pump to the chamber. The factory default is set to the recommended coolest setting and takes around 10 minutes to reach maximum effectiveness. Remove the bubble wrap covers from all dials and ports on the chamber. From the white foam box, locate the blue pressure gauge and screw it into the blue port near the blue open and close dial. Hand screw until secure, but not over tight. Unzip both chamber zippers all the way and screw the gray pressure gauge inside next to the blue gauge port. Connect the air pump to the air cooler port, labeled in, using the clear hose. Press firmly in place and give it a slight tug to ensure the end section engages. You can swivel the port elbow to avoid kinks and support with the other hand while snugly inserting the hose. Connect the insulated black from the out port of the air chiller to the rear of the chamber. Connect the blue hose from the rear of the chamber to the front of the oxygen concentrator. With all three machines plugged in and configured near the chamber, turn on the air pump and the oxygen concentrator. You can check and adjust the flow rate between 2 to 10 liters per minute using the plus or minus lower dial. Make sure the blue open and close dial is closed. Both zippers are fully zipped up and begin to pressure test. This process takes around 20 minutes without the frame. Locate the two rear sections of the frame, both labeled with a 6, and use a quick connect to form a C shape. Do the same for the other two rear sections. Once the chamber is pressurized to give it some structure and help you see the overall form, you will depressurize using the blue open and close dial back to 0 kPa to open both zippers and insert the frame sections. Fully assembling the frame to help you see the overall shape of the chamber may be helpful during the pressure test process. To disassemble sections, push the end ring of the connector in and slide the frame section out. In order to fit through the door area, it is easiest to follow these steps exactly as demonstrated. If you don't have an extra set of hands, placing the frame sections within reach near the door is recommended. Keep the connectors on the ends of the frame sections to prevent damaging the chamber during assembly. Start with the rear section of the frame and using a wall or other solid surface to help support as you insert this section into the chamber is extremely helpful. Make sure the crossbar posts are facing towards the opposite wall and that you use the connectors on the section ends to prevent damage to the chamber. Wearing socks and guiding it in with your foot may be helpful, as space is limited for the first few steps of frame assembly. For the left side section, be aware of the internal pressure gauge and just ensuring that the frame is close enough to the wall seams for the crossbars to go in next. The straight section crossbars are all the same length, so matching numbers isn't necessary. Once the rear frame sections are in and somewhat aligned to the wall seams, the remaining frame sections should take less effort. Continue with the side sections, with the curvature facing outwards towards the chamber walls and the short edge flat section on the floor.
It is also possible to insert the rear section with the side section already connected and may provide additional chamber support before adding the rear crossbars.
The smaller U-shaped sections with the flat side on the floor and securing with the final two crossbars will complete the assembly. Realigning the frame to help with clearance for the crossbars may be needed, but you can also make adjustments during your first session with some pressure in the chamber to take the weight off the frame. Slide the bolsters under the chamber so they are positioned under the rear section and will provide stability when it's pressurized. Place the floor mat between the side frame sections on the floor. The silencer will quiet the airflow from the pump, but also decreases the rate of pressurization by a few minutes and is optional. On the green face mask, locate the O2 port attachment. Remove it from the hose line to make it easier to screw into the input port on the back right side of the chamber wall. The elbow portion rotates, so make sure the metal base forms a tight seal. The adjustable chair has a ratchet up to 90 degrees and once passed will release to full lying position. Your chamber is now fully assembled. View the self-session walkthrough video for additional guidance on operations and adjustable features.